The lesson for today is The Great Gatsby. It is designed for the MA English second year students who have opted for paper 11. The lesson is based on block 3. During the course of this lesson, Mr. Danish Manzoor will unravel the mysteries of the novel The Great Gatsby.
The Great Gatsby. The jazz age of the 1920s in America finds a representation in Scott Fitzgerald's novel titled The Great Gatsby. The name of Fitzgerald is inevitably associated with the lost generation. This term was coined by Gertrude Stein in 1920s. The group included Ernest Hemingway, William Faulkner, John Dos Passos, and Fitzgerald himself. Almost all writers of the lost generation scorned the provincialism of American manners and the hypocrisy of American public life. They attacked the defects of conventional life of their times. They were also the first coherent group of American novelists. The decade of 20s was at the same time the gaudiest and the shortest. It has been brought out both as a golden age and as a hollow time between the wars. These years have been seen as frivolent and roaring, thus acquiring the name of the Roaring Twenties. It is also referred to as era of wonderful nonsense, the lawless decade, the passionate years, and the jazz age. Coming back to Fitzgerald's novel, The Great Gatsby, the novel is concerned with the disillusionment of the era following the World War I. James Gatz rises by sinister business dealings to great wealth, masquerading under the name of J. Gatsby. Gatz lives mysteriously in a mansion on Long Island, where he entertains lavishly. Narrated by Nick Carraway, Daisy's cousin, the novel successfully portrays the materialistic society and the yearning of Gatsby for a reunion with Daisy. The neatly woven plot engages the reader's attention and displays Fitzgerald's greatness as a novelist. The role of the narrator, Nick, is an interesting aspect in the novel. His double role as a narrator as well as a character in the novel constantly changes. His portrayal of the other characters as they come into contact with him also includes his judgment of them. Thus, the reader of the novel has to see Nick in relation to Gatsby, Jordan Baker, Tom, Daisy, Wolfsheim, and even Gatsby's father. The narrator has two styles of narration. In one, he describes in detail what happened. In the other, he summarizes, fills in the background detail, muses, and moralizes. The presence of the narrator within the novel makes some difference to its presentation and to the reader's response to it. The story revolves around Gatsby's love for Daisy, married to Tom Buchanan. Daisy had been in love with Gatsby in her youth, but her family never favored her relationship. Gatsby failed to match the expectations of her family. Daisy hailed from a wealthy and respectable family. Gatsby resolved to strike it rich for Daisy. He returns successful only to find Daisy is already married to Tom. Gatsby's material growth remains a subject of speculation. There are assumptions that Gatsby is in possession of ill-gotten wealth. The source of his income also remains a mystery. His closely guarded life does not attract attention of even those who meet him for the first time. Gatsby's celebrity status and his elite social standing serve in keeping him always surrounded by people. However, Gatsby remains aloof from the partying group. He displays a superficial, gregarious lifestyle but prefers to stay away from the hordes of people who attend his parties. Gatsby's sense of isolation is clearly brought out even before Gatsby meets Carraway. Nick had been a witness to Gatsby stepping out of the house, looking in the direction of Daisy's house and throwing up his arms in dejection. Gatsby's love for Daisy seems unpolluted by any other consideration. His long and perseverant wait, his sense of loyalty, his emotional involvement are unfortunately missing in Daisy. Daisy emerges more as a woman of the world who wants the best out of everything without contributing anything towards it. Her character is flippant in contrast to Gatsby. Several other characters in the novel reflect the materialistic attitude of the Jazz Age. The incompatibility in matters of love and marriage, the desire to belong to the upper class society, the need for party hopping, the lure of money, the power politics, the lack of scruples, all emerge forcefully towards the end of the novel. Gatsby's violent death, the mystery surrounding his death, the involvement of Tom in being instrumental in causing Gatsby's death to save his own skin, reputation, and his wife, point to the tragedy, which at a larger scale is the tragedy of the American dream. The novel is also a testimony to the American dream, one of the most recurrent themes in American literature. Gatsby's fast rise to success and wealth speak of the story of success. The underlying tragedy is, however, not missed. Gatsby is determined to make it big only for Daisy, but when he dies, Daisy is nowhere around. Daisy, with the jingle of money in her voice, represents the moneyed class which seeks a comfortable lifestyle and can compromise anything, even love, for a better living. The subplot in the novel, revolving round Tom's mistress, depicts the same theme. The sense of disloyalty prevalent in the society for material well-being is further reinforced by the subplot. The great numbers of people who frequent Gatsby's parties also reflect the same. However, the accidental death of Tom's mistress when Daisy was at the wheel of the car sparks off a sense of spousal loyalty in Tom. He becomes possessive of his wife at the realization that Gatsby loves her and is ready to have her. Nick Carraway, the narrator, remains detached through all the incidents. He, however, plays an important role in bringing Daisy and Gatsby together again. He arranges for their meetings and also stands guard against Tom. He also arranges for the funeral details and informs Gatsby's associates and father about his death. As a neighbor, Nick transcends the materialistic class which stays away even from Gatsby's funeral. The contrast between Gatsby and his friends is clearly brought out before and after his death. The innumerable people who earlier hopped in and out of Gatsby's house are conspicuous by their absence at his funeral. The isolation in Gatsby's life is also reflected at the time of his death. He lives and dies alone. His deep love for Daisy remains unfulfilled, but Gatsby himself proves an epitome of unselfish love. His tragedy is that his girl does not share the same feelings. Thus, The Great Gatsby proves to be a representative work of the 1920s in America and presents the contrast between true love and a materialistic life. John Henry Raleigh sums up the importance of The Great Gatsby, and I quote, "At its highest level, The Great Gatsby does not deal with local customs or even national and international legends, but with permanent realities of existence. On this level, nothing or nobody is to blame, and people are what they are and life is what it is. At this level, too, most people don't count. They are merely a form of animality living out its mundane existence. The Tom Buchanans, the Jordan Bakers, the Daisy Fays, only Nick and Gatsby count, unquote. Hence, Gatsby is important in spite of all his absurdities, and his short, sad and pathetic life is valuable indeed.
Script Dr. Gulfisha Habib. Presentation Mr. Danish Manzoor. Producer Mr. Rafiqur Rahman. Production Assistant Mr. Mohammad Ghaus. Technician Mr. Satish Kumar Gupta. A Maulana Azad National Urdu University presentation.